His reaction wasn't what I expected. I had just sent 10,000 Robux to a completely random player. No warning. No context. Just picked someone standing near the fountain in Brookhaven and hit confirm. And instead of freaking out, instead of sending me 100 exclamation marks, he sent me 3 words. I know you. That was it. No thank you. No wait what? Just that. I stared at the screen. My cursor didn't move. Because here's the thing, I had never interacted with this player before. Ever. His username was something random, barely memorable. His avatar was a default-looking character with a gray hoodie and no face accessories. He had joined the server 11 minutes before I did. So how did he know me? I typed back, "What do you mean?" He didn't respond right away. The chat sat empty. I watched his avatar. He wasn't walking around like the other players. He was just standing there. Facing me. Completely still. Then he typed again, "You've done this before. You pick someone. You give Robux. You watch what happens." I pushed back from my desk. Because he was right. This wasn't my first social experiment. I had done this 3 times before, always in different servers, always with different accounts. I had never posted the footage. I had never told anyone. It was just something I did privately to test how people reacted to unexpected generosity. No one should have known that. I closed the chat. Switched servers immediately. My hands were moving faster than my brain. I told myself it was a coincidence. Maybe he'd seen another creator do something similar. Maybe he guessed. I loaded into a new server. Busy 1. 40 players. I found a corner and just stood there, catching my breath. Then my notifications pinged. He had followed me. Same username. Same gray hoodie. Standing 30 feet away from me in the new server, looking directly at my character. I had switched servers using a private link. Not a public one. There was no way he should have been able to follow me that fast. I clicked on his profile. Account age, 4 years. 0 friends. 0 games favorited. 0 badges. The profile was completely blank. Not like a new account, like an account that had been deliberately cleaned. Wiped. Left hollow on purpose. I messaged him, "How did you get into this server?" His response came in under 5 seconds, "The same way you think you're hiding." Okay. My heart was hammering now. Because that sentence didn't make sense as a random answer. That sentence was targeted. That sentence meant something specific. I started going through my settings. Privacy. Who can follow me? Who can message me? Everything was set to friends only. Had been for months. But somehow, he was messaging me. Following me. Finding me. I changed my privacy settings right then. Everything locked down. Max security. Then I blocked him. 60 seconds later, a new account messaged me. Different username. But the first message was identical, "I know you." Same gray hoodie. I felt sick. This wasn't one person who got lucky. This was coordinated. Someone had been watching me. Not just today, across sessions. Across accounts, maybe. I started thinking about every experiment I'd ever run. Every server I'd entered. Every player I'd given Robux to before this. Had all of them reported back to someone? I typed to the new account, "Who are you? What do you want?" The reply took longer this time. Almost 2 full minutes. I counted. Then, "We want to show you something. Accept the game invite." A game invite popped up immediately after the message. The game was called The Experiment Archive. It had 1 player online. No description. No thumbnail. Just a plain gray box. I should have closed it. I know that. Every part of my brain was screaming at me to close it. But I needed to know. I clicked join. The game loaded into what looked like a plain white room. No music. No NPCs. Just white walls and a floating screen in the center of the room. On the screen was footage. Clip 1, me. In Brookhaven. 3 months ago. Giving Robux to a player in a red jacket. Clip 2, me. In Bloxburg. 2 months ago. Giving Robux to someone near the coffee shop. Clip 3, me. Last month. Different game entirely. Giving Robux to a player who started crying in the chat. All 3 clips were from camera angles that didn't exist in those games. Angles that should have been impossible. Like someone had been spectating me in a way that wasn't available to regular users. Text appeared on the screen, "You're not the experimenter. You're the experiment." I stood up from my chair. Literally stood up. Because that hit differently than I expected. I typed into the in-game chat, "Who set this up? How long has this been going on?" The gray hoodie avatar appeared in the white room with me. Just materialized. No loading animation. No spawn effect. Just there. He typed, "Since your first experiment. Player 0 was ours. We gave him instructions. We wanted to see if you would keep going. You did. Every time. Player 0. The very first person I'd ever given Robux to in an experiment. A kid who had seemed genuinely shocked. Who had thanked me over and over. Who I thought had been the most authentic reaction I'd ever gotten. He had been planted. I asked, "Why me?" The response, "Because you have 200,000 followers and you never posted any of it. That made you interesting. Someone with influence who keeps things private." We needed to understand why. And there it was. This wasn't a hacker. This wasn't some supernatural glitch. This was a group, and I had my suspicions about who had been building a behavioral profile on content creators. Testing who shared their experiments and who kept them private. Testing how creators with large audiences behaved when they thought no one was watching. The gray hoodie typed one more message, "The 10,000 Robux you sent today? It wasn't received by a random player. That account belongs to us. We needed you to make the transaction so we could document it. The experiment is complete." I went cold. Because 10,000 Robux is real money. And I had just sent it to an account that wasn't who I thought it was. Under conditions I didn't understand. Documented without my consent. I left the game. Immediately filed a report with Roblox support. Screenshots. Transaction IDs. The game link. Everything. Then I sat there, staring at my screen. Here's what I pieced together afterward. There's a network of players, some with legitimate accounts, some running organized groups who specifically target mid to large creators and run behavioral experiments on them. They infiltrate servers. They plant accounts. They record behavior using external screen capture tools, not in-game exploits. The footage wasn't from impossible camera angles. It was from players in those same servers who had been positioned specifically to capture me on screen. They had been running this on multiple creators. Watching who was generous privately versus publicly. Watching who acted differently off camera. Roblox support confirmed the account I sent Robux to had been flagged before. They reversed the transaction after a 3-day review. I got my Robux back. But that's not the point. The point is I spent months thinking I was observing other people, while someone else was building a file on me. Every instinct I trusted, my privacy settings, my server choices, my sense that I was anonymous, was wrong. The gray hoodie never messaged me again. The experiment archive was taken down within 48 hours of my report. I don't know how many creators were targeted. I don't know how much data they collected or where it went. What I do know is this: the next time you enter a server and a random player just stands there, watching you, not engaging with anything around them, pay attention. Because sometimes the observer becomes the observed. And sometimes the most dangerous thing in any experiment is assuming you're the one running it.